The studio as sanctuary. Willie's approach to recording. Willie Nelson never treated the recording studio as a place for perfection. To him, it was a sanctuary for truth, where emotion mattered more than polish, and soul outweighed technical precision. Unlike the meticulously layered productions coming out of Nashville in the 1960s and 70s, Willie favored live, in-the-moment performances. He recorded with his band playing together in real time, capturing the energy of a live show, imperfections, breaths, and all. He rarely used overdubs. He avoided excessive reverb. He didn't demand multiple takes if the first take had feeling. It was the final take. This philosophy was rooted in his Texas roots, where music was made for dancing, not dissecting. The goal wasn't technical flawlessness, was emotional authenticity. Producer Jerry Wexler, who worked with him at Atlantic Records, once said, "Willie didn't want to make records. He wanted to make confessions." This approach gave his music a raw, immediate quality. You could hear the breath in his voice, the twang of trigger, the subtle swing of the rhythm section. There was no artifice, just sound and soul. Even in his later years, when technology advanced, Willie resisted digital production. He preferred analog tape, warm mics, and natural acoustics. He believed that mistakes could be beautiful, cracked note, a slight delay, a breath between lines, because they proved the song was alive. His recordings weren't manufactured. They were born, the unheard archives, lost recordings, and private moments beyond his official discography lies a rich archive of unreleased recordings, demos, and private sessions, a sonic diary of a man who lived for music. These include radio station appearances, live performances from Cut, WSM, and other regional stations, where Willie played stripped-down sets with just guitar and harmonica, home recordings, tapes of Willie rehearsing songs with his children, playing old folk tunes, or singing gospel hymns with his sister Bobby. Outtakes, alternate versions of hits like Blue Eyes, Crying in the Rain, and On the Road Again, showing how he refined phrasing and timing. Farm-aid rehearsals, recordings of full band run-throughs before benefit concerts, capturing the tightness of his touring ensemble. One of the most poignant is a private recording from 1982, where Willie sings Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground alone in his luck. Texas cabin, his voice quiet, reflective, almost prayerful. Another rare reel, recorded in 1975, features Willie singing early versions of Red-Headed Stranger songs while driving through West Texas, narrating the story like a campfire tale. These recordings don't diminish his legacy. They deepen it. They show a man who lived for music, not for fame, but for expression. The influence on women in country music, though best known for love songs, Willie Nelson had a profound impact on female country artists. He didn't just sing to women. He sang with them with respect, chemistry, and emotional honesty. His collaborations with Shelby Lynne, Diana Krall, and Norah Jones on the 2002 album Remember Me, Vol. 1 showcased his ability to blend genres and elevate female voices. He also supported Loretta Lynn, whom he admired for her boldness, Dolly Parton, with whom he recorded duets and shared a deep mutual respect, Miranda Lambert, who has cited him as a model for independence. Willie didn't see women as props. He saw them as equal partners in music, in life, in love. Artists like Reba McEntire, Casey Musgraves, and Mickey Guyton have cited his collaborations as a model for respectful, powerful partnerships. He once said, "A woman's voice is the most honest sound in music," and he lived by those words. The gospel heart, faith, and redemption in his music, though not overtly religious. Willie Nelson had a deep spiritual undercurrent in his music, rooted in the Baptist hymns of his youth and the trials of life. He recorded several gospel albums, including Family Bible 1971A, tribute to his grandfather's faith, The Troublemaker 1976A. Collection of spirituals and hymns with a bluesy edge. God's Problem Child 2017 includes He Won't Ever Be Gone, a meditation on mortality and grace. But his faith wasn't confined to gospel records. It infused his secular work, Always on My Mind, A Man Seeking Forgiveness, Yesterday When I Was Young, A Prayer for Second Chances, Roll Me Up and Smoke, Me When I Die, a Humorous, Defiant Farewell. Willie didn't preach. He questioned. He doubted. He struggled. But he never stopped believing in redemption. He once said, I don't know if I'm saved, but I know I've been forgiven. That tension between sin and grace is at the heart of his music. The cultural symbol. Willie as an American archetype, Willie Nelson became more than a singer. He became a cultural symbol and archetype of the American experience. He embodied the outlaw, rejected by Nashville, reborn on his own terms. The poet who turned pain into poetry. The activist who fought for farmers and freedom. The survivor of poverty, divorce, and health crises. His image braids. Bandana, battered guitar appears on T-shirts, murals, and tattoos, posters in dive bars and music hall statues and museum exhibits. The Luck, Texas ranch remains a pilgrimage site. Fans leave flowers, notes, and small gifts at the Gaita shrine to a man who turned a private sanctuary into a public celebration. He didn't just represent a genre, he represented a way of life. The voice that crossed genres. Willie Nelson's appeal extends far beyond country music. His songs have been covered by pop artists Linda Ronstadt, Linda Davis, rock bands, The Grateful Dead, the Bird soul singers Solomon Burke, Al Green, indie artists Neko Case, Lucinda Williams, jazz musicians Wynton Marsalis. Diana Krall, Crazy Alone has been recorded in over 600 versions, in languages including Spanish, German, and Japanese. His music has been used in films like The Electric Horseman, Honeysuckle Rose, and Inside Llewyn Davis, as well as in TV shows from The Sopranos to Yellowstone. He didn't just cross over. He transcended the myth and the man, separating legend from truth like all legends. Willie Nelson has been romanticized. He is often portrayed as a carefree hippie or a hardened outlaw. But the truth is more complex. Yes, he smoked marijuana. Yes, he toured relentlessly. Yes, he valued freedom, but he was also compassionate. He advocated for veterans, farmers, and prisoners. Curious, he studied philosophy, literature, and Eastern thought. Funny friends described him as witty and full of life. Regretful, he openly spoke of his mistakes. He wasn't a caricature. He was a man flawed, brilliant, and deeply human. And that's what made his voice so powerful. The final reflection. Why he still matters. Because truth is timeless. Because a voice that sings. The truth will never age. Willie Nelson matters. Because he refused to pretend, he didn't hide his past, he didn't sugarcoat life. He sang it loud, clear, and beautiful. And in doing so, he gave voice to millions who felt invisible. The last word. The man who never left. Willie Nelson may one day die, but he will never really leave. He lives in the strum of trigger on a back porch, the silence before the final note of Always on My Mind, the tears of a fan. Hearing on the road again for the first time, the strength of a man who sings his songs while missing someone he loves. He was not just a singer, he was a witness to love, to loss, to survival. And as long as there is a heart that breaks, a farmer tilling the soil, or a song that needs to be sung, Willie Nelson will still be there, not in flesh, not in time, but in sound, and that is immortality.